Welcome back to episode 2. This is episode 2 of the Voltgar Silver, and silver Voltgar, and then the episode 2 of yes, and I'm tired already, and I want to go to bed. I want to sleep, and I want to go to bed. I want to sleep, and I want to do this, and I want to make this all finish. I want to get it all up, but we're on only page 15 out of 57, and we got 26,000 bloody words, and it's all gone to heaven. But it's just the way it is, right? So, episode 2. We shall continue from where we left off in episode 1.2, and I am using the same screen because I want to get through it all, and then I'll be using other images that will overlap this image when I do the drawings, so it would always just be this. And we shall begin 2 minutes into this episode, and that's okay. Right, with strength of 1 or 2 arms, the adult throws metal sheets of silver by 5 by 5 inch sheets, moving fast, slicing through lines of zombies, their heads being targets, the sheet slicing in through the skulls that already diminished and haters it, and then moves to the next zombie head. Smoke piles full of bones and ash rising from the mounts of places where they used to stand. The zombies could not go for the offense, as the light still blinding them with some smoke. The continuous slaughter endured and ended when the last zombie collapsed. The cave entrance now still and peaceful, only small voices echoing from within. Pursuing the voices, the adult turning into the cave felt a warm, mouldy aroma. This is where the source of the plague is. The werewolf feet marks ended and started from this shield, a magical bluish shield, one of high mana concentration. This would be easy mana casters, less troublesome than Arcana, thinking the stranger. The figure looking at the interesting runes of the barrier, studying them in code to find the words to dismiss the shield. As non-magic user, it is hard to deal and focus on the magical essence compared to natural elements like fire, water, earth, and air, the main 4. Then the 3 more difficult secondaries, and then the thirdary for Voltgar. The thirdary would be silver, then metal, then earth, and fire. For basically, silver is a thirdary from metal bending, which is metal bending is also metal elementalists, and earth elementalists. Earth metalists branched out to metal elementalists too, and then those metals then have their own variation, which is basically silver, gold, whatever. Gold isn't that good because it's hard to do, but like iron and aluminium and aluminum, however you say it, other metals. If there's like alloys, but it has to be pure. Like pure is easier to do with something with less degrading metals. So bronze is difficult because you have copper, you have tin, But if you're bronze only, then it's fine. If you're tin only, then you can use tin. It's a little bit harder to do, more concentration, more focus, and also it drains you more. So it's just alloy usage is useful, but it depends on the wielder and the user. For a couple minutes passed after the light was shining outside. N1, Necromancer 1 finished his foundations, and Necromancer 2 his. Their finely glowing light from the runes crafted by foundations of coarse and mud, charcoal, coarse and white dust. As signs of ancient language from the Book of the Werewolf started to get brighter, making hard to notice the new light outside the cave. Distracted at moving the loot to center, they didn't notice the zombie sounds calming down, and they stood ready at their positions as the stranger started to read their barrier. After a couple seconds, they start chanting the incantations to begin the rites. Then the earth shook a little. Then the book floated in the air. Suddenly, the light from the right made a blob of black ichor and shadows. The necromancers, in glee as they wait for their mana to be opened up, to finally tap freely without limitations into the arcana essence within themselves. The blob jumping up and down, then side to side, and suddenly a blast of energy flows out and shockwave, knocking all of the candles, loot, and necromancers off their feet onto the earth with a bump. Did it work? Let's find out. Getting back up on their feet from flat, they start to channel into their self and started to feel dark energy of their mana. Suddenly, the Necromancer 2 crumbles over as the power from within was too great, and soon the shield of the bluish became purple of arcane energy, then vanishes. The stranger, prodding the air once, was nothing seems to happen. It was disabled from the source. The Necromancer 2, trying to create a magic, seemed that the pool was rejecting him, and the arcane lost, and mana sweeping away to become an empty shell of magic. Only a quarterstaff remained as his weapon.
My magic, it's gone.
Number 2 says, Necromancer 1. This feel so refreshing. I could kill a whole town without hesitation. Make armies of skeletons. Oh wait. Let's go back. I forgot about the speech box in that sentence. Sorry. This feels so refreshing. I could kill a whole town without hesitation. Make army, skeletons and ghouls. No one can stop me. The energy so strong, the mana accepting the host to tap into the arcana. The power so intoxicating, he starts to cast a spell in the ground, a circle of runes and rite about to be finished, as a large ghoul-style creature appeared with a more intelligence than the zombie. There are some zombies with intelligence, yet they aren't used as much as they still are cannon fodder. The ghoul kneeling, waiting for command, a rusty bladed at its side, with a shield on the right arm and a helmet with strange engraving of rune dedicated to the Necromancer one. And the connection to each other, the order given, the ghoul light glows and then acts on the command. Necromancer 2 looking shocked at the power and ability. It is strange to his power be nothing, their attention fading from each other as one of them walks over to the book to look in it, seeking if their arcane translation to spell could help translate the ancient tongue of the text from the werewolf. Just before Necromancer 2, with some unknown motive, commanded the ghoul.
Ghoul, kill the master. Sorry. Ghoul, kill the master.
The ghoul spins, standing up into its voice. Direction, looking at Necromancer 2, and with a height taller than him, looking down with a pity, the manner not being used, the Necromancer 2 command broke the rule, and the blade unsheathed. The blade about to drive through the Necromancer. When number 1 stops the ghoul.
Halt! You tried to use my arcana against me. How foolish. You were the master of our party, number 2. Shame that your time, this world, need to be shortened. Your teachings to new students would be very rewarding. Oh well. Strike.
The ghoul strikes the Necromancer 2 down with a blow into the chest, the slouching then falling to the ground as the blood started to pour down the mouth. The adult finally decided to enter the dim light from the shadows. The bright light outside faded and dispelled. The light blinked out and darkness fell at the entrance of the cave. There he started walking towards the torch light within. So this is the source of the plague. Not natural, just magical. This makes my work easier. You will come with me to be judged, or I can bring you as bodies. Stranger says. Turning 270 degrees from the book, Necromancer 1 astonished to finally see the realization that the sound of these zombies ended and the barrier was gone.
How did you do it? How did you pass the horde? No less the monster werewolf of arcane power.
Never simple tasks, but with dedication, survival skills, and determination to bring you down. It can be hard road, but not impossible.
You can't be Serious? The empty shell did that? You must had help. Well, they may be dead for your glory, but my goal here is done. I might see you again one day.
The pauses.
However, you did remove the trapped beast within the book. I am happy to give you a gift. Name it, it's yours.
You can run. You can continue your studies, and you can bring bad and corruption where you go. Undone killing. So let you go as a gift. You can never create zombie plague of mana or greater. If you do, I will be after your head. Voltgar answered.
Interesting choice. Fine. I just not create any more zombies now. I can make greater constructions. I don't need them. See you, stranger.
The necromancer with arcane power shots a spell in the air, and a gate of black and purple runes open, and a ghoul and necromancer left, and the gate closed. I didn't mean just as I meant great as ghouls, damn it. The mist words echoing in the cave, and so Voltgar got to work using silver and a blessing scroll to remove the plague darkness plastered the air in the area. The shame, resentment, trying to do something nice and kind because he's exhausted, yet being used again and against the intention oneself. The trust forever floating around people, the light outside getting brighter, the lime green reflecting into the entrance of the cave, where the darkness washed out into the natural greens. And we have finally entered chapter 1. So we're going to carry on a little bit more. But basically, yeah, chapter 1. So that's the prelogue, I guess. Prelogue? Epilogue? No, epilogue is at the end. Prologue. Yeah. So chapter 1. We're now at chapter 1. 17 out of 57 pages. Okay. And we continue because it's episode 2, and that's usually, I'm going to go around about 26 minutes. So, enjoy the longer episode. Chapter 1. The fresh air, refreshing, a lovely feeling never forgot. That being out free from the mansion, a reason why the air is so lovely and safe. Not going from proud of doing the job he's just finished, and the job he's just finished and risk his life for. It's just, yeah. Always going back to the past, and this dysfunction of yet the positives still trying to reach the surface, and this the dissociation, and it's just. It's exhausting, but he has done the job, and it's done. But the past still lingers, and it's tiring. It is tiring. End bracket. Following the aftermath of the encounter, the necromancers, the area of the forest also turning back into light. The sun somehow still up, gleaming through the canopy. What a day. Time to hand this quest in. Hopefully the reward are worth my time and energy. Thank you for the bag, and I will keep all three of your efforts to hand, even though my mind is so fleeting with brain fog. Standing near the bodies of Striker, Blaster and Clunker, the three bodies left to be decomposed as a natural way of decay. Voltgar continued on from the encounter down a hill. The zombies dealt with only ashy black ilka covering the ground, slowly getting digested into the earth to fertilize the plants once more. Walking with edge of sleep and being used to constant energy use starts to become drowsy, but with a relaxed mind and body as the task has been finished and no need to be anywhere or be required to think. Yet there is small nagging feeling that there is something to be had. The stroll of a couple miles of travel finally reaching an end to this thick forest landscape, to an old elven village converted into town by Invictus folk 30-ish years ago. This isn't the home or location where Voltgar usually lives. It is a small place to stop by before heading to the city within the elven lands. The town quiet, couple of small clouds of smoke pumping out of the chimneys, echoing that people in the house possibly heating up for the evening to come. There, some people walking in distance between houses on a main road. Soon, stranger arrives at the edges of the town, walking into the main road that leads to the center streets where accommodation can be found. The town of Silverthorn references to the plant that grows up buildings and sharp silver thorns. I rose flowers of grey in the summer. Voltgar tested to see if they were silver, but only can identify that only the colour and the name rather than metal content. There are dedicated barn-sized building with many windows, a conversion with some elven decorations and some with more humanized. Tree decorated with some magical lights to allow those at night to find their way. The door opened and enter an adult to a dancing tree, a pub, a tavern, a place where adventurers from distant lands come to settle in, and those local to get to know new faces and drink, eat when they take a treat. And with that, episode 2 has come to a close, and I hope you enjoy this episode of the story and listening to something in it's like audible podcast, whatever. It's just lovely to just and then you can listen to it whilst you're playing games or whatever hobbies you're doing. And so finally got to episode 2, and we've finished episode 2 now, and then we'll go into episode is? Don't know yet. But thank you very much, and good.